Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's video because I bought the entire Melt Nightmare Before Christmas collection and it came last night. And I am very, very excited to film this. So I am going to try out all the products in this, do some comparison swatches for the lip, well at least one of the lipsticks and the palette, and just see if it's good quality or not. I was really excited when I saw this. I really like the movie. I think they did a great job on the design, so let's see if the quality matches. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup, and I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to my content and tend to make very long, detailed reviews. And I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. So I haven't filmed in a while, getting sick and everything. A lot of the content you've been seeing was pre-filmed, except for one thing, so it feels a little weird, but I'm very excited to film. This did come last night, and I did try a couple products, and I'll talk about that when we get there. But this is a first impression, and I do like to give that warning that this is a first impression. Obviously, I can't do a wear test on both lipsticks and the highlighter and the eyeshadow, and I can't do multiple looks and all of that. But I have used a lot of Melt's products before, and I have used a bunch on my face today. So this is just gonna be an informed first impression, and then I'll keep playing with it and let you know. But I do know that this is coming to Sephora soon. I don't know about the bag and stuff, but I know the palette, the lipsticks, the eyeliners, all of that is coming to Sephora soon. So I thought it would be a good opportunity. I wanted to get this out there as soon as possible. And as far as I know right now, most of this is still in stock on Melt's website as well. The bag solo is sold out, and I think maybe one of the lipsticks, the pumpkin lipstick, Pumpkin King, and then I think the whole collection obviously sold out, like the bundle that I got. It was cheaper to buy that than buy just the makeup and avoid the bag, so I was like, why not buy everything at that point? For my makeup on my face right now, I am wearing the Lisa Eldridge foundation. I will have a video with a bunch of Lisa Eldridge products, probably film that tomorrow. But I got some money for my birthday and I spent a couple $100s on Lisa Eldridge products. So a video about that will be coming soon. So I'm wearing the Lisa Eldridge foundation, and then I have House Labs concealer. My brows are just some clear brow gel, the Milk one. And then I have the Melt bronzer. So I used, this is the Melt Ultra Matte Powder Bronzer in Santa Cruz. I don't know why they call it Ultra Matte. I think probably because of the lipstick, but it's not ultra matte. I think it's a very natural looking bronzer. I really like it. I mean, it blends into my forehead easily. I don't have any makeup on my forehead except for the bronzer. And then, you know, on my cheeks. I really do like this color. The undertone is really nice. It's kind of like a warm olive. And then I have a little bit of Sundown from Melt in the cream blush light. It is a little highlightery, so I didn't want to go too heavy with it because there's a highlighter in this collection. So I also used one of the palettes from the previous holiday collection. This is 2 years old now. I used a little bit of this dark shade right here. Also, because it's kind of in frame, I am wearing one of the Tori Amos shirts that I got when Steven was here and we saw Tori Amos. So it says Venus Envy, and it has that. And then if you are a Tori Amos fan, I think you'll appreciate the back, which has the mushrooms from her first album on it. So as soon as I saw this at the merch table, I was like, well, goodbye money. We bought a tote bag, a keychain, and 2 shirts. That was an expensive concert. So I did buy this whole collection. It was $175 plus shipping, no, plus tax. Shipping was included. Came in this big box. I like that they even decorated the box. So it says Melt, thank you, we love you, Melt here, and it's got the pattern. And then it came with a little card, just, you know, the collection. And I do really like this picture of the 2 owners. My ring light's reflecting. I'm filming in front of my windows, but, you know, I still need a little bit of light. It's got the 2 owners, and then everything shipped in the bag. So this feels like a really good quality bag. I'm pretty sure it's vegan leather, but it does feel really nice. So it's got little Melt logos for one of the zippers, and the other one has Jack and Sally. And then it's got Jack Skellington's chest here. This is attached. I feel like this is the one problem I have with this, is I feel like this is gonna get damaged. I wish it was fully flat. It's gonna get caught on something, I know. And then this is the other side, which is Sally's dress. I think this is really well done. I think Melt did a really great job designing all of this, and this feels sturdy. It's big. I'm a large person, I'm 6'2", and this is a big, big bag. If you have any of their palettes, you can see it is just a little bit longer than one of them, and then pretty thick. And this is also smooshed. It does expand a bit, so there's quite a lot of room. I think the bag, I'm hoping the bag comes back in stock, or will come to Sephora or one of their other retailers, so that people who missed it can get it. Because I know a lot of people really wanted the bag. And who knows, if I decide I don't want it, I know some people that would, or maybe I'll include it in a giveaway or something. But when you open it up, they put all the products in here. So on this side, you've got a zipper pouch, and they have the highlighter, the lipsticks, and the eyeliners here. And then there's another fully enclosed pouch right here with all of the characters imprinted. And then that opens up, and there is the mirror, which is very nice quality, and the palette. So let's pull all of this out. And even this has the Melt logo. This is the first time I bought like an entire collection from Melt. This is the bag, feels very nice. And then the packaging for each product is actually slightly different. Like there is a different character or characters on every component. I really like this one. This is the Pumpkin King lipstick. And I like that they all have this little angle. So there's two of the eyeliners. I love Melt eyeliners. I would say I actually use them more as a cream eyeshadow, because once they set, they're good all day. I really like the brown one as just a brown smoky eye. Spliff. And then I will probably use the metallic one as a liquid eyeshadow or a cream eyeshadow. So open these up, and they are different colors. I have a lot of these. I think they're really creamy if you've never used it. They're creamier than any gel liner I've used, but they set really well. They do not budge. Like even on my oily eyelids, I don't need eye primer. These are like the one thing I don't need an eye primer for. So this is Terrible Vision, and this is Master of Fright. Just really lovely detail on them. I think they each have different details. So Terrible Vision has Sally's like parts on it, and then Master of Fright has Jack and some bats. This is Terrible Vision. Really, really excited to use this. And then Master of Fright is this really beautiful copper. And I will swatch these. And then we've got the two lipsticks. I saw a few people say that they thought they looked cheap because they were in acrylic, but I think they feel really nice. Like they are plastic, but they feel like a nice plastic. So they do look, the packaging for both is the same. So we've got Lock, Shock and Barrel and Pumpkin King. Pumpkin King I have worn. I wore it last night for 2 or 3 hours. I just wanted to get a first impression of it. Really beautiful orange. Had to have this. I love orange lipsticks, and I have some other ones I can do some comparisons to. And then this is one that I don't know I'll wear very often. I think my best friend would like this, but I just went for it, you know? And these do feel like pretty nice quality. They snap. I will say the Pumpkin King one went fully inside, and this one doesn't want to go down quite as far. I don't know if there's something wrong with mine, but that's odd. But it's not touching the top, so it's still fine. It's just, that's odd. And then there's a Digital Dust highlighter, which I've not tried from Melt. And I do not want to break the embossing for this. This is really pretty acrylic again. And then it's called True Love Never Dies. This was like a $40 highlighter by itself. and you can see it's got Jack and Sally with hearts, and then it's a gold pink. Like if I look at it this way, I just see pink, peach, and then if I hold it this way, I see like plain gold. Excited for this. And then we've got the Halloween Town palette. So this is a big palette. It's full-size palette, normal size pans, but an odd shape. So when you slide the packaging out, you get the palette. Here is Muerte, just for a side-by-side comparison. So it's just got this little angle at the top, which I store my melt palettes on a shelf like this, so that's fine. But if you're storing in a drawer, it's gonna take up a little more space. And then if you put them side by side, it's just a slightly bigger palette. Then it's got Oogie Boogie on the front. I'm not sure why they put Tim for the front, but whatever. And then you open it up and you get this really beautiful color story. I think it fits well with the collection, like the theme, the movie, all of that. And I think it's also very Halloween. So I'm very excited to try this out. And then the mirror does feel nice quality. I didn't need the mirror. I have two Trixie mirrors, but this is a little smaller, so I guess better for travel. Okay, so before we get into the palette, let's do some swatches. I'm gonna point my camera down at my arm and swatch out the palette, and then do the comparison swatches then, just so that's out of the way. And then we'll get into trying out the palette. Okay, welcome to my arm. Let's get swatching. So this is the Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas Melt palette. Really, really like this color story. So let's swatch this out and then compare a few of the shades. So I'm gonna start this way and work my way. So these are the same melt pan size, and I think they might be magnetic, so you could switch them around, but let's try. So let's do Bone Daddy. Feels a little dry, but really pigmented, and definitely dry and flaky because it just dropped in that other shade. And then we've got My Bugs, which also feels a little dry, but really beautiful shade. And then let's do Wormswort. This feels pretty creamy. So we've got Bone Daddy. That is pigment. These are oh, that's pretty. Oh, there's some sparkle there. That's a really nice metallic for melt. These are pigmented. Wow. Okay. So I know Melt's palettes are pigmented, but wow. So then we've got the Mare. Feels a little less dry. Really beautiful. I would say you've got really dark purple. This one's kind of a lilac. This one has a little bit more red to it. And we've got Mausoleum. Again, feels really creamy. And that's like a mint with a gold shift. And we've got Ragdoll. This one feels soft. This one feels silky. So it's just the purples that feel kind of dry. So we've got the Mare. That's so pretty. Mausoleum, so that's more of a sheer shade, kind of toppery. And then Ragdoll. That didn't swatch as good, but there is some pigment there. And like I always say, swatches don't tell you anything other than the color. And again, I forgot to say, but I don't have any primer down. I have nothing on my arm. This is just to see it against my olive undertone. So we've got Shriek. Feels a little dry. A nice mid to dark teal. Ooze, which looks like a really dark teal with a little bit of green. So you can see, at least on my olive undertone, this is pulling a little more green and this is pulling a little more blue. That's really pretty. The green is really pretty too. And then we've got Oogie Boogie. Feels a little less creamy, but it's really nice, like chartreuse. And then Gone Again, this one feels creamy. These ones feel more like Melt's normal shimmers if you've tried them. This one feels different. I like this one a lot. So that is the palette swatched out. I really like this color story. I think this works well with the film and just Halloween in general. I did want to do some comparisons to some other things. This was one of their last palettes, the Electrip palette. And since it did have Magic Mush and blue, I wanted to compare these. I don't think that they are the same. This has more green to it. This is more silver. This is less than that. But I will do some swatch comparisons. So Magic Mush, I really like the formula of this one. Blue, Heaven, and then I'll do Pseudo. I don't think the other ones, this is very orange versus copper, so I don't think comparable. So here is the other one. You can see they're pretty similar. I would say this is a little more gold, and this one has a little more green, and I actually think the formula is a little different. And then the blue, you can see this is much more baby blue, similar to this matte. And then this one, I would say these are definitely close, but this one has a little lighter and a little more blue, a little more blue than teal. I hope that is coming across on camera. And then I think in Morte, yeah, there's these shades. I don't think that they're that similar. This one's a mint, so you can see definitely different. I saw someone online say that they were the same, but they're I think very different. And then this shade, I don't like this shade down here. Again, very different. I don't like the formula of that one. And I don't think any of my other melt palettes have something I would directly compare to. So I think there are some purples in the holiday palette that came out 2 years ago, but they're a lot darker than these. But very happy with this. Okay, and then let's do the eyeliners real quick. I'm just gonna do those on my wrist. So again, this is Terrible Vision, very creamy. I'm just gonna go like that. Do not need very much. I really like the lethal liners, but they dry out faster than these. And then this is Master of Fright. Yeah. Yeah, Master of Fright. Okay, so here is, oh, it's so pretty. Really beautiful burnt orange. And there is Master of Fright. I'm so excited to wear those. Let's lightly swatch. Actually, let's do lightly swatch this and be very, very gentle. I do not want to ruin the embossing right away. Barely touched that, but you can see here it's that peachy pink to gold, really pretty. Put it right there. Really, really like that. And the gold is like a green gold too, which is my favorite kind, so very excited for that. And then, yeah, let's do the lips here too. I'll just swatch everything on my arm. So this is the Lock, Shock, and Barrel shade. This is their Ultra Matte Lip Formula, which I've never actually tried until last night. I don't have any comparable shades to this, but that is a very vampy burgundy shade, something I don't really own. And then we've got Pumpkin King, which is really beautiful. So I'll do Pumpkin King on my actual hand. They are mattes, but I don't think that, I know a lot of people complain about these being uncomfortable, but I don't think that they're that dry. It's a really beautiful burnt orange. And then I grabbed all of my orange lipsticks so we can compare, or even orange, vaguely orange. So first up, we've got Lisa Eldridge Velvet Dragon. So I don't have Dragon in the Velvet formula, but I do have it in the liquid lipstick, and they are the same shade. So this is Velveteen Dragon, I should say. And put that right here. You can see that's a lot more red based. It's like she describes it as like a yellow red, less burnt orange. I've got this Lunar Beauty one from, I think, a year or two ago. This is the liquid lipstick in Hallows Eve. Okay, that's close, but a little less. I think this is a little more pumpkin-y, if that makes sense. And then we've got Velvet Cinnabar from Lisa Eldridge. Again, not going to be that similar. The liquid lipsticks are weird on my hand. Much more red itself. And then I've got Obsessed from Pat McGrath, which is more just orange red. And then this is Cultured from Linda Hallberg, LH Cosmetics. Got this recently, haven't talked about this on the channel yet, but it's like a sheer, but that's much more bright orange. And then I've got a couple orangey toned lips from Haus Labs. So 3 of these are from the original Haus Labs, 1 of these is from the new Haus Labs. So let's do those. This is Spray Tan. This is one of my most used shades. It's a little more nude. I would say it's a little less orange. It's like an orange nude, hence the name Spray Tan. And then this one is Fire Me. So this one's gonna be a little more orange. Yeah, that one's a little more bright orange. And then we've got, this is Exotica. I think this one's like a bright orange. Yeah, this one's very bright. Love that one. It's actually similar in tone to the Linda Hallberg, but a matte versus that sheer. And then this is Mocha Matte from the new Haus Labs. Not that similar, but I did want to, it's a lot more brown. But in case you have any of these, I wanted you to be able to see it in comparison. I think it's a pretty unique pumpkin shade. So I am gonna go wash this off, and then we will be back to try out the products on my face. Okay, so I hope the swatches were helpful. That felt really weird to swatch those liquid lipsticks on my hand, but everything came off. No staining, nothing. Really, I don't think they duped themselves at all. I think they did a really good job. So I'm excited to see how these perform on the eyes, because that is what actually matters. Before I start, I'm gonna put Pumpkin King on. I just wanna wear it. So I did wear this last night. I've seen a lot of people say that the Melt lipstick is tuggy and really dry and really uncomfortable. So I've been hesitant to buy it in the past. I did wear this last night. Just because, well, we were like watching TV for 2 or 3 hours, and I didn't feel uncomfortable or anything. It looked nice. I really liked it. I know my friend Daria really loves, this is her favorite lip formula. So I don't think, if you have really dry lips and hate matte lipsticks, you'll hate it. But I think I didn't have a problem with it. So let's put this on. I have nothing on my lips, but you can see the color works well with my shirt. I will say it's not creamy and like just going on in like one easy swipe like a Lisa Eldridge lipstick, but this is also significantly cheaper. Like it's tugging, it's just not like smooth. Or it's not creamy, I should say. I feel like as it warms up to my lips, it's a little more creamy. And then I'm just going to use my finger a little bit and kind of blend it in. I find with a matte lipstick to like really let it look like part of your lips and melt in, rather than just using a brush. I find using your finger, as long as it's clean, really helps it like wear into your lips. So that is Pumpkin King. Really like this. You could also add a brown lip liner and make it like a little toned down, but I love this. I will be wearing this to work this week. Okay, and then now time to try out the palette. Oh, highlighter. Let's try out the highlighter real quick. So I've got a highlighter brush. This is the LB, what is this? LBF6 Lunar Beauty. I got this in that mystery box I did like a year ago. This is the only of the brushes from Lunar Beauty that I really use because it's really flimsy and I just like it for highlight because you don't get too much that way. So I'm just lightly going, and then, okay, that's really pretty. I think if you're really fair-skinned, it's more of a blush topper. I would make sure you use a stronger blush because there is a lot of pink and gold and it might look a little off. I might add a little bit more blush actually, even myself. But I really like that. It definitely looks like highlighter, not like a glow from within, but it is a colorful, shifty highlighter. So like, you know, I wasn't expecting that, but it's not glittery. There is a little bit of maybe some tiny speckles, but generally it's pretty smooth and looks really nice. So I am happy with that. Okay, now time for the palette. Let's see, I'm gonna put some NARS eyeshadow primer down and then let's get into the palette. Okay, so I really wanna try out the blues, especially because they didn't swatch quite as nice as the purples. I might do 2 looks, one on each eye, but I really just wanna use the blues right now, so I'm gonna start with that. I'm grabbing, this is a Sigma brush, an E27. It's stained, but it is clean. And I'm gonna pick up, I think I'm gonna do Shriek first. So I'm gonna grab that. And I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that on this. Really pretty. I haven't been wearing colorful eyeshadow that much lately, so this will be fun. And I can use the palette or I can use the mirror. I'm gonna use the mirror. So I'm gonna put that right here. That's really pretty. And I'm just gonna tap this into my crease. I will do some buffing as well, but I'm mostly just trying to place the shadow where I want it. I think that looks really pretty. I need to finesse it a little bit, but the color is beautiful. These are very pigmented shadows. I mean, Melt is known for that. I think people said the last palette wasn't as pigmented as they liked. It was a little more buildable, I agree. I still liked it, but I think they heard that and they were like, okay, so you wanted pigment? Let's give you some pigment. And I'm just taking Ragdoll, the really bright blue, and I'm gonna put that right here. And then also use it to blend out Shriek. So I'm just, and you can see it is pigmented enough that it stands on its own. And then I'm gonna use the two together out here to kind of diffuse. Okay, so this is looking nice so far. I probably will cut out what I just blended, but I was just sitting here doing this. I just tapped into both shades and have been lightly going around the edge. In person, it looks really nice. And I like to blend it that way because then if if my eyes are open, you can still see the color, even with the slight hooding that I have. I'm gonna now take a small pencil brush and I'm gonna pick up the dark shade Ooze. Picks up very nicely, and I'm gonna tap it out here. I wanna see how much depth we can get. I think melt shadows generally build on each other pretty well. And this shadow is really pretty. I think a really pretty all matte look would look nice, like put this on the lid and have it blended out with the other blue. That'd be really nice. I'm just putting that out here and using the pencil brush still to kind of put it into the crease. And then I'm gonna go back into the first brush and make sure everything's blended. We tap a little bit more shriek on it. If you're ever worried about the blend, just go back into a previous shade and go back over it. Not worried about my lid because I'm gonna put a shimmer there. I am really enjoying this. It's fun to just play with colorful eyeshadow. I haven't for a while. I've been in kind of a neutral, all matte look or mood lately, like a brown smoky eye every day. I'm gonna bring a little bit of Ooze down on my lower lash line, just because I did make this so big and dramatic. And I'm just using what's left on the brush. I didn't get any more. And then using that first brush, just diffuse. Okay, I am really liking this. So I could use the pale blue toppery shade, but I want to use Oogie Boogie. I like the way green and gold look against blue. So I'm grabbing a brush and I'm going to pick up some of Oogie Boogie, see how that works. It is a little less green than the one in Electrip. It is a little more like, it's chartreuse, but I think there's just a little more green in the other. That all over the lid. This is a nice shimmer. It's not, you know, super sparkly or shifty or anything, but it's a nice shimmer. And then I'm just going back in with the dark matte and tapping it right there and making sure everything, there's not like a harsh edge for the shimmer. I like that. I mean, I could probably do this with another palette or two, but still like it. Really like the way my complexion looks. I will definitely be doing this with this lip this week. Okay, so I think I am gonna do a second look. Gonna look weird, but I'm not going anywhere. It's already the late afternoon, and all I'm doing is watching a movie with my best friend and eating dinner. So I'm gonna do a purple look on the other eye. I wanna see how they perform. I've just been sitting here for a couple minutes trying to decide if I should do it or not, and I'm just gonna do it. So I just cleaned off my brushes, so nothing's, they're stained, but like no shadow. And I'm gonna use all the purple shades on this side. So I'm gonna pick up my Bugs first. That is the lightest of them. And I'm gonna put that, I'm gonna kind of do similar shape to this one. I'm gonna put this one right here. Really, really like that. I think I am a blue person. I think blue is my favorite eyeshadow color in general, and I love blue, everything. It's generally my favorite color, but I think I might be more drawn to the purples. I don't know if I like the purples with this lipstick. I think the purples will look better with the other lipstick, but you know, whatever. And I'm just putting this all in I'm decided to put this all in my crease. So this is the shade My Bugs again. And that is, it's diffusing nicely. It's pigmented, but the edges are blending nicely. I'm really happy with that. And you can see it builds on itself, so when I put a little bit more, it gets a little darker. There aren't any truly like light shades. I don't know, the light blue is pretty light. Okay, now let's go into the Mare. That picked up really nicely. That was just one swipe in the pan, and that's really pretty. Yeah, I think I'm more drawn to the purples. And I'm just gonna tap that out into the outer corner and blend it into the crease. And you can definitely see this is a little more lilac-y purple, and this is a little bit more wine colored red. Like it's a purple still, but there's definitely more of a, it's a reddy, warm purple. But they're blending together nicely. I'm just picking up a little bit more of my bugs and tapping it on the edge. Yeah, these are, they do feel dry, and you saw the dark shade kind of crumbled all over. Well, didn't crumble all over, but it like left powder everywhere, but they're performing really beautifully. And then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Bone Daddy, that really dark purple. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. That is so pigmented. If you are afraid, if they're like you are, I mean, they're blending out nicely, but these are really pigmented. If you're not someone that uses a lot of pigmented shadows, I would definitely take your time with these. But they are blending out nicely. And I just picked up a little bit more of the Mare middle shade, and I'm just blending the two together right here. And then I'm actually gonna take this big, this is another Sigma brush, but it's just a big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna blend over everything. It's the same shape, it's just too big to like really pat. I mean, I guess if you want to do one color all over the lid, this would work. But it's not a shade and brush I use that often for anything other than just blending. Okay, really liking that. Again, I'm gonna take a little bit down here and then pick a little bit of the other two shades and just kind of blend, diffuse the edges. Okay, really like that. Yeah. And then using another Sigma, another Refer 21 brush, I'm gonna pick up Worm's Wort. That is hard for me to say right now. You can see it is, there's a little kick up in the pan. What is up with my voice today? But really pretty. And then just to avoid fallout, I always kind of tap shimmers. Let the warmth of your eye kind of help them melt in. That's beautiful. I want Melt to make all of their shimmers this formula. This formula is really pretty. This is the best, like the creamiest, prettiest shimmer I've used from Melt. Yeah, that's the best shimmer I've ever used from Melt. Okay, I really like that. I'm gonna tidy up the edge right here with a little concealer, throw some mascara on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back. I just threw on a little bit of my Tower 28 mascara. It's getting kind of clumpy, so it might be on its way out. I might need to toss it, and I just cleaned up with a little concealer. I just put a little concealer and used my brush to blend up, which is what I always do at the end. Really like both of these. I think I like this look more. I think this look with this lipstick would be quite a mood. Really like this look too though. I like both of these. I think this is a really nice quality palette. I know sometimes with collab palettes, the quality isn't there. I don't mean specifically melt, but I mean just in general. Limited edition things, the quality isn't always the same just because it's a limited run, the scale's not the same. But I think this is the melt formula we know and like, if you like Melt's formula. Really pigmented mattes, like really pigmented. Shimmers are nice. I would say the topper, it's kind of sheer. I will wear this, probably like put bronzer on my lid and put this on. That's how I kind of like to use those kind of shades. Also, these would work well with that. Or some neutrals. I think the shimmers, these are kind of the standard, like the same shimmers that are in the Electric palette or some of the other ones that I have, Gemini. I think none of the shimmers are like this one. That's all crumbly and stiff and thick. So if you like have used that and you hated that formula, these are better than that. They're not like the most amazing shimmers, but they're nice. And then this one is really nice. I think they need to switch to whatever this is for all of their shimmers going forward. I really like this. I think the mirror is nice. It was good to use. It's a good size. The lipstick, I've had it on for 40 minutes now, and it's comfortable. I think over time it's gonna get a little uncomfortable because it's a matte lip, but like, I don't have a problem with this. I think it's nice. I really like it. I'm excited to try the Vampy lip. I think the highlighter, really beautiful. I think on my skin tone or darker, it's gonna look really great. Might be a little too shiny and it might be more of a blush topper if you're lighter than me. And I have my foundation reference below. But like today I'm wearing Lisa Eldridge 16. I can also wear Lisa Eldridge 17. So if that helps. I just think, yeah, this is a really nice collection. I'm really happy I bought it. Even the bag, I think it's really cool. Yeah, so let me know in the comments below what you think of the looks, what you think of the products, were the swatches helpful, all of that. Did you pick this up when it launched, or are you waiting for it to go to Sephora now that it's coming to Sephora? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear them. So as always, let me know what you think, and thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot. Remember to like and subscribe. That helps the channel so much. And I will see you in my next video.